Hey everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do November layout share part 2. So if you haven't seen the first part, it was from yesterday. It kind of started with the most recent layouts, and I'm working my way down to the bottom, so the beginning of the month, just because that's how I had them stacked up. And most of these are from my 30 Days of Sketches series. So here is this really fun one. I had so much fun playing with this one because it is a little bit outside my color scheme that I normally use, and it's just a little bit outside of my not necessarily comfort zone, but just my style. But yeah, I still can see a bit of me in here. So these are two photos of Jackson getting to be really close to a construction site and a digger, and he just thought that was just the coolest thing ever, and he's all about that sort of stuff. So I used up the last bit of my boy collection that I had received as a kit from Christina from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and just worked it to work with the sketch, and I think it worked really well. I love it. It's very boyish, very Jackson. Got most of these. Oh, this isn't glued. It is glued. It's not glued well enough. But I got most of everything I wanted to from that collection finished being used up, which is just always the best feeling when you can do something like that. So, all right, so there is that one. And then I have, this one makes me so happy as well. This one I think was a combination layout for 12 days, as well as doing my 30 Days of Sketch series, if I am recalling this correctly. And it's just, love it. So, notch, fold over, pretty classic. There's also a visual triangle. So kind of the three things I do on everything that I touch. Every layout normally has one of those three elements somewhere on the layout. And this one I did some mixed media, used this photo. This is the beautiful mug I got last year for Christmas, and it snowed, and so together it just made this beautiful photo with the sun rising, and I love it. Got some flair used up. I struggle with flair, so anytime I use it, I'm really excited and proud of myself. So 2 on a page is really good. Here is the other Christmas layout from a while ago. So if you watched yesterday, I was saying how I had scrapped the photo of Sean with Nora and Jackson, and how I was so excited to have that one done because, you know, it's from a few years ago, and it just hadn't quite gotten there. Well, this one is from Jackson's very first Christmas, so that was 2014, and it's just been sitting waiting to be scrapped because this photo is just so cute, and the color tones are a little bit off. Like it's a cream versus a white, and I don't mind mixing creams and white, and I'm sure you can see that, but it's finding the right collections to work with it I struggled with. So I pulled in the blue from his pajamas and Sean's shirt, and I feel like this worked really, really well. So I am very pleased with how this one turned out. I do believe it was for my Lift and Sketch series with Rachel. This one was not a sketch. This is probably the sketch I took the most liberties with, if you could say that. It doesn't really look like the sketch, but I did take the idea of lining up the papers in little chunks and all that, and I had so much fun playing with it, and it just screams fall, and it works perfectly. Here's my photo of my 3 little ones for Thanksgiving, so obviously I'm very thankful for them, and I just love this. And then with this photo, it will then have the 3 photos, 3 layouts of each kid separately that I've been scrapbooking. So I have Jackson and Nora done. That was shared in the last video, and I still have Barrett to create. Here is another one. This would be maybe my other favorite layout of the month. I had so much fun playing. So this Paige Evans pattern paper, the minute I saw the sketch, I ran to this idea with this pattern paper. It just screamed it. And so I cut up the pattern paper, and I layered 2 colors as close to the color match as possible on top of each other, and then did the stitching, documenting it. I used up so much chipboard on this layout. I was so excited about that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of chipboard used up seven pieces of chipboard used up on this, plus if you count this one down here for the date. So excited. So this was Nora getting to go to Wiggles and seeing Emma, and all she just kept saying to me was, "Mommy, it's Emma." She was so excited. She danced and she was so well behaved, and I have a big photo of oh, this is falling apart. That's okay, I will fix that. I have a big photo of the stage. Hopefully you can see that there. And then our little kind of selfies that we took. And it was just a super exciting and fun night. And she's not going to necessarily remember it because she's a little bit young, but it was awesome. It was a really fun night. This one was for the Mercitiera, the Autumn Hop, and I like it. I really do like it. So what it was based on was my challenge was to do something with tons of journaling and document the story of your relationship with someone else. It didn't necessarily have to be a significant other. It could have been like your job or a pet, or it could have been anything. But the point was to have some journaling. Well, I haven't done my journaling yet. It's going to be lined up down here. But I did decide on my title, which is nice and long, which will complement the journaling. And so it says, "You are my home and my adventure all at once," with a cute little photo of the two of us. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this. None of this is really taped down because I knew I was still going to work on it a little bit. I actually think I'm going to do just a tiny bit of mixed media and like a soft pink, maybe the turquoisey color, but really softly, so very muted, very watered down is how I will get that effect. And go ahead and do a little bit of mixed media and then do my journaling. So that will probably happen in the next little bit now that I'm not trying to create a layout a day anymore. Here is this one. I really love how this one turned out as well. I used a cut file that I received from the Creative Cuts Club, and then 2 photos from the summer of my oldest two, and just did the little layering. So it's kind of like I blew up the sketch, if you can kind of see that. And I used the Simple Stories summer collection from this year and just played and had fun. And I just really am proud of how that one turned out as well. And here is a Halloween layout. This is Halloween from this year, so I am pretty excited about how much documenting of this current year I've gotten done. I feel like this is supposed to be a flip up because it is. There we go. So I had 4 photos to share. Obviously I couldn't line them all up, so there's my 4th photo. I'll do my journaling here. And then I did a little banner with some sequins from Sweet Mom Scraps and the little leftovers from a Paige Evans line, that pattern paper that was in a spiral of the little tiny banners, or half circles. That's what I just kind of took, the ones that said autumn to me. And I did the swirling with my mixed media. Love that. The only thing I feel like it's missing is I feel like I either have to do my journaling right here or I need something really large, a title or some word right here. So this one will be revisited as well because I feel like it's missing something, but I do like how this one turned out, and using the orange to kind of go in with Barrett, so Barrett doesn't really look like he's standing out too much, worked well. And then of course I brought in the blue to work in with Jackson's Power Ranger outfit there. And then Jackson and his gingerbread house that he created last year. So these are Christmas trees from a very old October Afternoon collection, and I just flipped them upside down and made them into banners to follow the sketch. I used a toilet paper roll with some mist, and that's how I got my background, and did some stitching, placed my photos, did some journaling, and it was done. So this was actually a very simple layout, but I just love the texture and the layers that it has. And this was a fun story because this is the first time he did it all on his own. I helped him kind of build the structure as he was putting the icing on, but he decorated it on his own and he just played and had fun. And it didn't last very long. He wanted to eat it right away, but he had fun, and that's all that matters. So there's that one. Oh, my poor boy. So he was so sick last year for a little while. It was about a 72-hour flu cold, but he had no energy. So he was hanging out on Sean in my bed, and he lined up all his cards and was just playing with cards, and so I just grabbed a photo of him, and that's the best he could do for me. So I used some more Paige Evans. I was really trying to use up this 6x6 pattern paper. That was kind of my goal for November. And then I threw in a little bit of the boy collection as well to get that used up, and very, very pleased with how this turned out. I got a lot of compliments on this one, so I think it's just a bit of a striking layout because of it's on the white cardstock and simplistic lines and stuff, so I can see how your eye kind of goes to it and is pleased by it. So I do really love that one. More simplistic than I normally do, but I still really am proud of that one. And this one I also got a lot of compliments on, probably because Barrett's so cute, but I did some stitching. This was a project for Spiegel Mom Scraps, so I stitched on all my sequins in the little scallop there, and then I took the pattern paper that had all the little animals on it that I would never use, and I covered them with pattern paper so that I could use it. Did a little bit of mixed media and added my couple photos. So this was actually very easy, other than the stitching took a little bit, but yeah, I love it. And like the color, it's monochromatic, it's about Barrett, which makes me happy. And that was using some of my Willow Lane collection, which was also a goal for the month of November. This one was like a 3-for-1, so it was to be for the Disney Hop that happened earlier in November, one of my 30 days of sketches and one of my 12 days. So 3 things all put into one. But this is of Nora and her little Minnie Mouse obsession that she has right now. She absolutely adores her Minnie Mouse. It goes everywhere with her, and being that it's Minnie Mouse, it fit the Disney theme. I made a little Minnie Mouse with little ears and stuff, and I just played and had fun, did some mixed media, layered on a few things, and yeah, I really like it. It's whimsical and playful, which I feel just works for a 2.5-year-old. And then here is another favorite. So this one, again, it's so lovely how they're so pretty, but they're very easy, guys. So I just simply took a paintbrush with some black, it's the Starry Night or something of night, before dawn maybe is what it's called, but it's just the shimmers, and I just took my paintbrush and just swiped. And then I lined up the houses to look like the sketch, put my photo. This was actually the opposite. So the photo that I have of Sean and I with the big long title, that word home was in here, and so I just fussy cut this out, backed it with some pattern paper from the Willow Lane collection, and then that helped do my title as well. So I have 2 layouts that say you are my home, but they're all my home because they're my family. So love it, love it, love it. Did some backing. I struggled with how to it was too simplistic, so I wanted a border, and then so if you watch the process video, I struggled with this part of it, but in the end, I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. And then here's this one, not necessarily my favorite layout, but I do like it. And again, I'm happy to have this photo documented because Nora's baby here. She's 2.5 now, so that's really lovely. And just cut a bunch of triangles, used up the last of this beautiful fall collection that I can never think of what it's called, but Sharon, if you're watching, you know what it's called, so you can list it down below, because every time I say that, you let me know what it is. And I did my journaling. I had a different photo for this one originally. It was struggling immensely with it, placed this photo down, and then it kind of all came together. So really pleased with that. I do like my little sequin triangles. I think that's really cute, adds a nice bit of texture and pop of color, even though it's not color, but pop of something there, and it visual triangle to focus in on the photo. So I really am pleased with how that turned out. Here's one of my sweet little girl, and this one took a minute. This was so easy. I had done the layering for another video. It didn't fit that layout in particular, so I just picked that up and then was kind of looking and noticed that I had this little piece of pattern paper left over and this one, so I just layered them on top, placed all the layering that I had done, tucked in a couple animals, and then I used all of the things. So stay colorful, find your wild, and stay magical, all as one little thing. So there is no necessarily one title, but it all kind of flows together. It's all got a pop of that shimmery gold foil there, and then I layered in some sequins and the little bit of floral from that pattern paper from Dear Lizzie that I had left over. Doing this layout killed that Dear Lizzie collection for me, so that was fabulous. And here is a layout that it's my least favorite layout of the entire month. Honestly, this is going to get lifted up, and this will be I like this pattern paper, so this pattern paper will be taken out, and I'm going to find a way to redocument it. It's just not, I don't know, I just don't like it. But it was fun to play, and that's all that matters. And now I know what I do like and what I don't like, and that's the whole point about creating, is learning. Most people would keep it. I am not most people. I do fix my layouts if I don't like them. So not my favorite, but that's okay. This was for day 2. And we made it to day 1. So this was for the very first video for my 30 days of sketches, using some beautiful collection from Paige Evans. A cute photo from Father's Day, and I love that photo. No one's looking, it's cute. It's our life, and it's just perfect. I stitched the doily on, which I love, and if you check out Christina's video for day 1, it's we use the same, I'm not sure if it's the same collection, but we both use Paige Evans, and our layouts are similar yet different, so make sure you check it out because it's fun to see the differences that we did. And that's it, guys. That wraps up 30 days of sketches and all the layouts I created for November. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I've said it before, but thank you to everyone who joined me and participating. So Crystal, Christina, Daisy, Jen, Melissa, Sarah, Moira. I believe that's everyone. If I forgot anyone, I'm so sorry. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your compliments, your comments. I've read every single comment. They're all been lovely. And this will be coming back up. I will be having another one sometime spring, early summer of next year. So stay tuned for that. And now it's on to December and all things December. So thanks. I'll see everyone really soon. Bye.